Well, hey Gundam Maniacs, welcome to another episode of Gundam Explained. In this episode, we're going to be talking about something near and dear to me, and that is the Dreamcast game Gundam Side Story, Rise from the Ashes 0079. Well, why is it near and dear to me? That's because when it first came out, I'm a huge video game fan. I just wanted a mecha game, and I was a huge Dreamcast fan, and that game hit the spot, but I didn't know what Gundam is. That word didn't make sense to me, so I just called it Side Story 0079. And it was a fun game. I remember after I would beat it, I would just play through it again. In fact, years down the line after I'd sold off my Dreamcast, I bought it again and bought the game again. But it was after getting into Gundam in like 2018, 2019 when I was looking up video games that I realized there was a game on the Dreamcast that I loved. I've decided to check out the game today to see if it actually lives up to what I thought about it back in the day. And I'm about to let you know what I think. But before we get started, if you haven't, please subscribe. If you think it's a cool video, give it a like. Check the links in the description for ways you can support the channel. Also, check out our Discord. We have a lot of fun there. Let's get started. As mentioned, Gundam Side Story is a mecha game on the Dreamcast. Came out in 1999. There's only been a few other games that played like this, but it actually plays in first person in the view of the cockpit. And it actually does a real good job of doing sort of a little parallax between movement inside the cockpit and the movement outside the cockpit. The game is short with about 8 or 9 missions. I'm now forgetting all of a sudden. And while at first it may seem really hard, it does kind of give you the opportunity to figure out the systems, take advantage of them so you can quickly complete a level. A cool feature of the game is the fact that you can actually control your units. You can pause the game and it gives you kind of a tactical screen that you can use to control the units, send them to attack. It makes it a little deeper than you'd think. And surprisingly, the controls still hold up. It plays more tanky than it does a typical modern day third-person shooter or first-person shooter, but the controls still work. So one thing I really appreciated about this game and that I remember so well is how awesome they had these little CGI cutscenes where characters from the Gundam universe would talk to you. For me, this kind of pulled me into the game back in 1999 on the Dreamcast, and back then that looked excellent, and even today it holds up. And before a mission starts, you even can go into the garage and set up your mobile suits. There's not too much to it. Usually you choose out of a couple suits. RGM-79, RGC-80, you get the gun cannon, and then later on the GM sniper. And then once you select your unit, you can actually switch through some weapons, shields. There's not too much until you beat the game, then it unlocks a whole lot that you can use. And also being a fan of Starship Troopers, I think this game did a good job of like selling me on the world I was in. Again, back then not knowing it was Gundam, but it worked. The game does a good job of setting up even the opening of missions, of showing some awesome scenes of mobile suits rolling out, and the graphics really do look good for that time. To show the controls real quick, I'm using an Xbox controller, but it has a similar layout to the Dreamcast. I would even say the Xbox continues the legacy of the Dreamcast, but the D-pad is used to move forward, backward, to turn left and right. But if you double tap forward on the D-pad, you can dash. You can even run into mobile suits and knock them down. Double tap down and hold, and then you duck. You can also double tap left and right to the strafe left and right, which is awesome. Now, the left analog stick does allow you to look around, which is pretty nice, but it stays in that area, and what you do is you hold down the B button. Well, you press the B button to lock in, because I guess, or lock on, there's a MS-06J Zaku 2 over there. But if you're not locked on, you can hold down B to center your view. And so just to get a look at it, it's really cool to see the other units I'm with standing around. Fang 2, Fang 3, and then we could see the hover tank down here on the bottom left. So when I press start, I can go to the command, and I can select the units to help and just start attacking things. So I'm gonna set these guys up. And as for combat, actually something that's very helpful that you mainly use in combat is using the left trigger to jump. And you can see on the left-hand side, there's a little gauge there. It's called generator. And as you do dashing left or right, or even forward or jumping, it uses that gauge. Okay, there is a Zaku back here, so press B to lock on, jump, kind of shoot at him if I want to. And you can see like the buildings around getting destroyed. And as I'm moving left and right, it's not turning, instead it's strafing because I'm locked on, which is a neat little touch. So that Zaku's running away scared. And then as you move in close, you'll then take out your beam saber. Now the guy's still running away, so I could, ran into a building, try to dash into him, knock him down, hit him, and then you can hold down the right trigger. Oh, trying to dash around me to attack me. Hold down the right trigger to block, but he's actually not attacking me, so let me, there we go. He blocked, which is cool. Now you can see how frantic it gets because when you're locked on, the camera's moving around. But that kind of helps for the time period of having limited controls for 3D space. Okay, so he ran into me, but yeah, he does not want to attack. Huh? He got blown up. Okay, so there's a target up there. What's really cool is seeing my teammates shoot buildings. But no, the teammates are helping out, which is really nice. Yeah, dude, you gotta. No. Oh my gosh. You just committed a war crime. So other things, I'll lock onto him real quick. Press X. You can use your Vulcans. He just threw a grenade at me. Press X again and you get like a grenade, and you can hold down the A button to determine how far it goes. Like if he's far away. That's a little too far. Now I'll do a little closer. No, a little closer. Yeah, that one I haven't really got down. Don't use it too much. But I love this. I love it when you get your beam saber out, because it's like, okay, you're about to fight. There's a goof. This is going to be tough. And then another thing that's used every so often is holding down Y to use a sort of viewfinder. Yeah, he just got me. But that allows you just to shoot ahead and like lock on if needed. Ooh, that's cool. A little lock there. And so for commanding the units, you do get a lot of options here, where you can just move, have them search. But you do get Oasis, which is the hover truck, and that has a special search that also reveals everything in the area. And so the missions play out where there's usually an objective. Not only do you destroy all bad guy units in the area, but you'll see like the big tray, you'll see some flying vehicles. So it really has a lot of different cool things that you would find from the late 1 year war, that you can engage in. I mean, the game holds up very well in that regard. And even with the controls that I just showed, the game holds up very well. It's actually easy to get used to the controls once you give yourself time to get used to them. And some of the levels at first might be very difficult, but then as you play, you learn to get better and better, because it's really all about using the movement. It's about locking on, dashing around. It's about scoping out the enemies from a distance, assigning your enemies to go attack them. And if you can get those parts down, you'll be good. What's also really cool is in Japan only, they had like a premium disc that if you beat the game, you would get a disc that contained a kind of a training map where there would be Amuro in the RX-78-2, the gun tank, and the gun cannon with a bunch of little training dummies around. But the whole purpose is to try to fight them, and it's hard. Every time you try to shoot a beam at Amuro, he just kind of avoids it. I haven't beat it myself. I don't know if I really will. It's pretty interesting, but pretty tough. So you would think, it's impossible to play that, but no, there's a ROM available of that premium disc, and it's a special edition version where originally it required a save of beating the Japanese version in order to play the premium disc, but there's a special edition that it comes included, so as you start the game, you can just jump right into that map. So anyway, at the end of the day, this game still holds up, and I wish they made more games like this, because this really feels more like the simulator. As much as I love all the action and I love things like GBO2, this game really has more of that slower approach, but it's very rewarding, and I would be down for another Gundam game like this. So if no one has played this yet, check it out. You can get a Dreamcast emulator, or just get it on Dreamcast if you can. I think it might be expensive to get a used copy of the game, but you can get the Japanese version pretty cheap. Anyway, guys, that's going to be it for today. I think this game is totally worth it. Check it out. If you have any questions about it, let me know. But we'll talk later.